Time out. It's Kelsito, the spirit coach, getting you a shape form for the age of Aquarius yet again. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the motherfucking Zeus cast. You are now drinking the wine of Zeus. And today we're going to talk about Mercury and Jupiter in Taurus. I meant to do Mercury yesterday and shit like that. We had Mercury Day. Today is Jupiter Day, Thursday. You know what I'm saying? So happy Thursday. Happy Jupiter Day to all, the witches, the wizards, the metaphysicals, the spirituals and astrologers and the tarot card readers and all that. You know what I'm saying? Happy Wizard Day, happy Expansion Day, happy Zeus Day. You're now drinking the wine of Zeus. Okay? We're going to get into this information and things, you know what I'm saying, so y'all can get on a accord, you know what I'm saying, with y'all motherfucking practices and things of that nature, know what's going on within the world and shit like that. Y'all going to get structured and stable today, we getting ready to get into this full moon after today. Well, not after today. When it comes to Sagittarius, yeah, we're gonna have a full moon in Sagittarius. So y'all make sure y'all alert and things. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all getting ready right now and things because the moon gonna be full and shit like that. And right now the moon is in Scorpio. So, we react and respond into things like, when the moon is in Scorpio, we react and respond to things deeply. You know what I'm saying? That's that fixed water sign. So, that is fixated emotions and feelings. So everybody is reacting in their own emotions and feelings right now and connecting, to their own internal realm right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, depending on what moon sign you in, you may do this in a way that may be positive or negative to you, but that don't matter. It matters how, you know what I'm saying, how you can adjust yourself and what you need to experience and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, if you a Leo, you the fixed fire sign. So you square this energy. So you you know what I'm saying? That's a 90-degree angle. It's square. Leo, Scorpio. Okay. So you may have to learn how to not, be a little bit more expressive in things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You might have to learn how to, chill, peak game and sit back and contemplate, get deep a little bit more. If you a Taurus, you opposite from this, so you may feel unstable right now when it comes to your emotional state. You know what I'm saying? You may feel if you got your sun or your moon in Taurus, if you Aquarius, you know what I'm saying, you may need to learn how to not communicate as much and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You may need to learn how to sit back and develop an emotional state as well. So that's what we into right now when the moon is in Scorpio. But for right now, we're going to keep it chopping it up to this whole drink the moon in Taurus and shit like that, So yeah, let's get to it. So let's do Mercury and Taurus first because we didn't do it yesterday. So Mercury and Taurus is going to bring, it's going to bring an idea of what to support. We had Mercury retrograde for a minute. We went direct within Mercury and shit like that. And now we are basically trying to figure out what idea to support. And you should actually already have that figured out. You know what I'm saying? So if you need to know what house you got Taurus in to know what you actually need to be supporting right now, and that's going to determine the factor of if you actually doing it the right way. So Mercury is communication, intellect, ideas, information, so therefore Taurus is the fixed earth sign. So Taurus like to be fixated on their own way of thinking and carrying out practicality. Okay, so that leads to things like, creating something that you can value or you can appreciate, you know what I'm saying, that is stable, that others can use as an example for them to gain some type of support. You know what I'm saying? And that could be like a talent. You know what I'm saying? That could be like something you value. That could be like a resource. That could be a job. Anything you use in a fixed way, you know what I'm saying, to gain a sense of support or a sense of stability or a sense of safety and security is Taurus energy, likely. You know what I'm saying? That's where we got that energy from. Everything manifests from the stars. So, with Mercury and Taurus, this is what the fuck going on. So you should have the idea of what to support. You know what I'm saying? You should have a thought to support. You should have a type of intellect to support. You know what I'm saying? You should have now Mercury also is conjunct Uranus. We're gonna talk about that later too, but we can talk about it right now. So therefore, this idea or this way of going about, gaining stability, safety, shelter, support, it got to be unique and original. It can't be the same way you've been doing shit. You know what I'm saying? It got to be unique and original. Okay. And so, this can deal all the way down to our health too, because Taurus rules Earth. Taurus ruled by Venus. You know what I'm saying? So that's dealing with the relationship and manifesting the physical, which will materialize as all of us teamwork, make the dream work to make some what we own now. You know what I'm saying? Earth and shit like that. And you gotta create a sense of stability. You know, for your goddamn idea right now, or you got to be stable about what idea you support, or you got to have an idea, at least it ain't like, look, I'm not saying it gotta be, look, let's talk about Mercury. Like I said, Mercury is not the moon, so it ain't gonna be no feelings. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no emotion. You know what I'm saying? So you're not supporting that, so you may not feel connected to it. It ain't gonna be the sun, so you may not actually had the vision of it. You just got the cloud of it. You just got the idea of it. You just got your intellect, the intellect of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you got to look at it. So we supposed to be supporting a specific intellect or way to think right now. You know what I'm saying? And it got to be unique and original, and it got to change and rebel against old, outdated ways of thinking. If you're gonna ride these waves in this current the fucking right way, you know what I'm saying? So you got to get your shit together. You heard? So yeah, so we got Mercury and Taurus and shit like that. And shit like that. So that's the idea of what to support. Now, we're gonna do that, and then when we get into Jupiter and Taurus, you know what I'm saying? So we got two of our main planets in Taurus, damn near three. And I didn't even write Jupiter down there. I'm capping too. Jupiter is in Taurus. I gotta write that on my board and shit like that. But also Jupiter in Taurus. Let's talk about that. So now that you know what Mercury is in Taurus is bringing, you have to support. You know what I'm saying? You have to support, whether that's go get a job. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's go find a hustle. You know what I'm saying? You gotta find, but you doing it to support this idea that's unique and original. You know what I'm saying? That you feel like that can bring you a sense of stability and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So ain't shit gonna work without you jumping into that. Ain't shit gonna stabilize without you jumping into that earth practicality. Now we got Jupiter in Taurus. So this is gonna be growth of of our value, growth of our personal value. So not only do we have to support, we gotta support our idea and things. We should have an idea, some type of information, some type of cloud, some type of intellect to support. Right now, Jupiter is in Taurus and is expanding it. So we becoming more aware on um, what to actually support. So you got to be wise because Jupiter is wisdom, expansion, it's growth, it's meanings and reasonings and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's also faith, a little spirituality. So you got to be wise, you know what I'm saying, on things that you are supporting. You got to be wise. Should I be supporting this right now? Does this make sense to spend this much money? Does this make sense to value this thing right now? Is this value bringing, what I'm saying, me back to, old ways? You know what I'm saying? Is this person, place, or thing I'm valuing right now at the moment? Is it helping me lose money? Is it helping me lose stability? Or is it helping me gain stability right now? So that's how you got to think about shit when Jupiter is in Taurus. So, you want to make sure that you own these motherfucking energies and things of that nature, when Jupiter is there too, because Jupiter, Jupiter just expands shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to expand whatever the fuck. So if you into some negative shit, you know what I'm saying? You into some negative habits, you know what I'm saying? Negative spending habits, guess what? Is expanding. Yeah. And if you went to some positive spending, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? It's expanding. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you want to direct this energy, to you supporting your gifts and talents right now, and things that can bring you more stability in your life. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta and guess what? It ain't gotta nothing to do with your feelings. It gotta be like dry. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be like Taurus, like it gotta be like practical. It ain't got nothing to do with your feelings. So if you don't know how to get out of your desires and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? This may be too hard of a life for you. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta do that's what we gotta do. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. We gotta support. You heard? We got to support. We gotta support ourselves, right? We gotta be wise right now on how we gaining support. You know what I'm saying? On how we doing on how we going about our talents right now. You know, and we got to have a new, unique idea to go about that because Uranus is in Taurus as well. Not to mention North Node, so we got like a whole little stellium in Taurus right now, to be honest, and shit like that. So it's a party going on in Taurus. It's a party going on in Taurus right now. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. So we're gonna get into these alignments and shit like that, you know, and get it going. Hold on, let me write this down because I'm supposed to have it energy up there. You heard. You heard. All right. All right. So yeah, let's get into these alignments. So we're gonna start with um the first ones and shit like that. So we're gonna do moon. We got moon opposed Mercury right now. You know what I'm saying? So we may feel opposite, you know what I'm saying, to our values right now. You know what I'm saying? And how we think about our values, you know what I'm saying? We may feel like the idea and things of that nature may not be working. You know what I'm saying? We may feel like the idea we need more or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's just because we're reacting, or the the reactions are in the opposite sign. So it's in Scorpio and Mercury in Taurus. So we're gonna feel opposite, you know what I'm saying, to how we feel about how we um about our stability right now. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna feel opposite to our money and shit like that. We're gonna feel opposite to, you know what I'm saying, our values and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you can use this in positive, negative ways. You know what I'm saying? You might need to let go of some of these values. You know what I'm saying? You may need, if some of them bringing you down and shit like that. So that's the thing we may be feeling, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to how we thinking right now with Mercury and Taurus. Then we got Mercury conjunct Uranus. So this is thoughts and ideas on how to change, gain support, safety, and stability. So like I already talked about that earlier. So we got to have an idea. Uh, we got to have a new idea, a unique and original idea, in a way of going about, you know, our stability, safety, and shelter right now. It got to be unique and original and shit like that. And it got to change an old, outdated one, even if it looks scary. You know what I'm saying? You can't let shit scare you. You can't let the things of the world scare you. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to these energies and shit like that, it ain't got nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying, your biases and shit like that, or we always experiencing this shit. So you know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that you on point and things when it comes to, these energy. Yeah, I heard. So Mercury conjunct Uranus. So we got to use a unique idea to gain support, safety, stability, shelter, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And y'all hop in the clubhouse and shit like that too, because I got like, little info and shit like that. We do, like I said, this what I do in the clubhouse, run down these alignments and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So therefore you can use these in your life and shit. All right, let's get to the other alignment. So we just did Mercury. Don't really got too much alignments right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just with our thoughts, aka Mercury, and communication. And you know what I'm saying? We got to do that in unique ways. And then, you know what I'm saying? Uranus falls in Taurus and shit like that. So it's like we trying to change and go through this change, you know what I'm saying, with our stability, shelter, safety, and support. But it just seemed like negative almost and shit like that. It seemed like it's taking forever. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like we might not be doing it right and shit like that. So that's just the motherfucking energies at that point. All right, then we got Moon opposed Jupiter. So this is experiencing unstable emotions when it comes to your values and stability. Okay, so yeah, that's another thing. So right now, and this is just the moon phase. So these just the moon alignments right now. So you may be feeling unstable emotions when it comes to your values and stability. So like I said, that's another one. So we may be feeling opposite to how we think, you know what I'm saying, about our stability right now, about our money, about our values, about our talent and our ability to produce and gain stability. And we may feel opposite to experiencing that right now, the experience of that and shit like that. So a lot of us are experiencing that shit right now. A lot of us feel like opposite time, motherfucking. You know what I'm saying? The way we gain in support right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, feel like, but that's the thing. You just can't be a bitch. You can't be a bitch. All right. Venus square Jupiter. This is learning to appreciate using home and family matters. Oh yeah, so moon opposite. Let me finish moon opposite Jupiter. So yeah, so you may not feel free as you usually do. You probably felt free like the last about. You probably felt free like 2 days ago, but that shit came to an end and shit like that because the moon brought. You know what I'm saying? It's bringing the reactions in the opposite sign. So we may not feel as free or as optimistic as we was. And that just may be the little frustration that we may have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? But when you feel opposite to something, opposition is just head on. It can create a head on collision, like boom, you know what I'm saying? Or it can balance each other out and shit like that. So that's what that's about. That's what that's about. All right, Venus square Jupiter. All right, Venus is in motherfucking Cancer right now. So Venus square Jupiter in Taurus. Venus in Cancer square Jupiter in Taurus. Learning to appreciate using home, family, private matters to experience stability. So we got to use our home, our family, our domestic issues, the things that you feel in private. You know what I'm saying? Right now, because that's Cancer, that's the fourth house, to gain some type of sense of stability right now, to gain some type of sense of safety right now. You know what I'm saying? And you may be frustrated doing that because it's like you got to use, you might have to use grandma right now. You might have to use, family members right now. You might have to do that, and you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Or you may just have to learn how to chill out. You know what I'm saying? You may have to learn how to feel like you may have to learn how to chill out. You don't want to use your granny. You don't want to use mommy. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to use pops like that. You don't want to call them and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, your rent. You know what I'm saying? It's another thing called rent. It's another thing called like rent. And it's another thing called like mortgage and shit like that you like gotta look at. You know what I'm saying? So you might like have to like that's making you double back a little bit right now and consider calling grandma. You know what I'm saying? Or consider calling, consider calling pops and shit like pops. I need like, you know what I'm saying, like $200 or something. But I ain't saying this for everybody. I'm just using this as a example, my best example. But you can filter this through your own life and shit like that. But it's something within home and family right now that we have to appreciate. We gotta value. You know what I'm saying? We gotta go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, add a little bit more balance. You know what I'm saying? Or receive a little bit more support. You know, or use the family and home and shit like that as the reason why we need to get more wise about, you know what I'm saying, our support, because we don't want to be homeless. That's it. Uh then we got Mars square Jupiter. This is learning to invest more patience and support on actions and visions and shit like that. So that's another thing that's popping. Mars is in Leo. So, as far as when it comes to your creative matters and how you express yourself, your actions and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? You fully gotta you feel the need to really go ahead, start expressing your passions right now. Or you know what I'm saying, or start acting on your passions, or start acting, I forgot what was Mars and Leo. What did I my reel this shit. Make sure y'all hit me on Instagram and shit too, because I'll be doing the reels. But let's get let me figure out what Mars and Leo was. Oh yeah, so you know what I'm saying, we're gonna have creative desires or creative we're gonna have creative oh, we're gonna be entertaining or creative we're gonna have entertaining or creative desires and motivations. Okay, so you could be entertaining, your motivations right now, your passions and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So entertaining, it would just be, you know what I'm saying, you having the passion to do something and things of that nature, and that passion can lead you to be, become entertaining. Or you can have a passion right now, and that passion can lead you to be, it just be something you entertain. Or you can have a creative desire or a passion right now. So you can be creative in the way you desire shit. And so you don't want to be on that spectrum. You know what I'm saying? You just got creative desires and ways to be like, oh man, I deserve to be in this position, because it's gonna filter through passion. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna filter through Leo. So you're gonna be like, man, I deserve this. Like I'm passionate about this and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And like nobody in your neighborhood think that, like no, your mama don't think, like nobody else think that and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Endless Abilities. Like nobody else think that right now and shit like that. You ain't showing no example or no even potential, like, because Mars is about potential, so it got to have a little bit potential. So you know what I'm saying, you may have creative desires right now and shit like that, and people may look at you like, man, look at this cat, like he think he deserved more than you know what I'm saying, the work you put in. So you know what I'm saying, you want to have creative passions, not creative desires right now. And that's squaring um Taurus with Jupiter. And so this is going to be learning to invest more patience and support in your actions. So yeah, you got to learn how to make that make a little bit more sense. You can't just be, you know what I'm saying, doing all this and doing all that. You got to actually put the patience in it. You got to put the time into it. You got to invest that. You know what I'm saying? You got to invest your money. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about esoteric currency before we even get to the physical. Actually, this is how we even came up with the idea of how to make that shit. You know what I'm saying? Things of value. So, your currency is like your attention, what you give attention to, and how you give attention to it too. You know what I'm saying? It's different tiers, it's different levels. So therefore, you want to make sure that you invest in more patience, you know what I'm saying, and more stableness and things of that nature, getting more grounded with your passions and shit like that, learning how to do that shit, even if it's frustrating at the moment. All right, moving on. Jupiter sextile Saturn. So this is opportunity to become more wise on limiting beliefs and shit like that. So we got the opportunity to become more wise about limiting beliefs and shit like that. And then that's a sextile. So that also can be an opportunity to be restricted far as within your experiences and shit like that. So if you getting restrictions right now and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, you getting that for a reason. You know what I'm saying, especially with your experiences and freeness. You got to learn how to be a little bit more stable and almost. What's up? All right, we back back at it. So you know what I'm saying, we got opportunity to be restricted within our experiences right now and shit like that, but we experiencing these restrictions for a reason. So we got to become more wise about why we experiencing these restrictions and shit like that, so we can, you know, find ways to get more stable about these things. And once we get more stable about these things, you know what I'm saying, we can go about these things in a little bit more practical and sensible ways and shit like that, to the point where, you know what I'm saying, we can, you know, take that trip and have the actual money for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole point. That's the whole point. All right. Then we got Jupiter square Pluto retrograde right now. So this is learning to take power and control over past experiences, dealing with support and shelter. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, all these past experiences coming back, um, dealing with, you know what I'm saying, your status, your position, you know what I'm saying, how you gain status and position in the world, and then your social position too, because it's filtered through Pluto, and Pluto is within the cusp of Capricorn right now, and Pluto is within the cusp of Aquarius. So therefore, you know what I'm saying, we are it's a lot of squares with Jupiter right now. So it's a lot. So that's a thing. That's a recurring thing. So we got about 3 squares with Jupiter. So a lot of learning processes with Jupiter. So freeness ain't gonna really be free right now. So that's what everybody need to know. You know what I'm saying, when we got all these goddamn squares with Jupiter. So we gotta learn how to adjust a little bit right now to make ourselves a little bit more free, so we can get in a position that we need to be in and shit like that. And we can get things flowing. So this is learning how to take power and control. So transformation. Pluto is transformation, taking power and control and things of that nature. Struggle, also putting depth to things. So letting go things that you don't need to, but also going through a regeneration of things that, you know what I'm saying, you need to have. So, Jupiter square Pluto is going to bring us learning how to learning to take power and control over past experiences. Jupiter dealing with support and shelter. You know what I'm saying? Or how you gain support. You know what I'm saying? Or your value and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So you may feel, so your values may be tested. You know what I'm saying? What you value right now may be tested. You know what I'm saying? The people, places, and things that you value may be tested and shit like that. And your value right now is going to be up against, you know what I'm saying? Well, you're going to have to learn how to use your value right now, your value in today's time and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? To stabilize, your status and your position and shit like that, because there's a lot of shit coming and going with your status right now. So you don't know if you coming and going with your social position right now. You don't know if you coming and going. It's a struggle over there. You know what I'm saying? So you may be trying to be on the internet and gain a position, or you may be trying, you know what I'm saying, you might not even feel like it's working right now. Just know that's Pluto retrograde. So it's you going to transform that shit. You're going to take power and control. Are you going to transfer? Are you going to go through that transformation and shit like that? And that's going to be for a little minute too, because Pluto retrograde, long as hell. But as long as you stay strong as a spirit and shit like that, and know what the fuck is going on within these skies and shit like that, you will be good. You know what I'm saying? You'll be good. You'll be good. Okay. And then we got Jupiter conjunct with North Node. So this is getting more stable with experiencing our spiritual path right now. So, that's another thing right now we're going through. So North Node is in Taurus as well. So North Node just deals with spiritual path. So anytime our spiritual path, anytime we're dealing with the North Node, this is like uncomfortability and unfamiliarity. So we starting to be more wise gain more wise ways. Hold on. Let me read that over. Let me read that over, buddy. Yeah. We starting to get more stable with experiencing our spiritual path. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you've been on astrology, you gonna really feel that energy. You know what I'm saying? Or you've been on a spiritual path, you gonna really feel that energy. You're gonna be like, oh, okay, this shit's starting to starting to click a little bit. It's just starting to get a little bit more stable. You know what I'm saying? So it's like uncomfortability. It's like you getting more stable. You know what I'm saying? You're expanding Jupiter. You know what I'm saying? And becoming more wise about uncomfortable situations in stable ways. Taurus. You know what I'm saying? So that's the fuck we got going on with these alignments and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what it is. So everybody um need to have an idea of what to support right now. You know what I'm saying? Some type of idea that you want to bring to reality, some type of idea that you want to make money on, some type of idea that you want to use to gain a sense of value right now. You need to have that idea. Mercury been retrograde. It's up now. So that idea needs to be pumping. That idea needs to be uh, um, getting ready. You know what I'm saying? You starting to get ready to crystallize that shit. And then everybody gotta get what the fuck is that? Get it more stable with their experiences right now. Hold on, Jupiter. I just be posting shit all over the internet, so I just be having to look for the shit I post and shit. My bad, y'all. I should have had my notebook ready today, but I just got in for a long ass morning and shit like that. I had went, you know what I'm saying, down up north in Chicago and shit like that. We was, you know what I'm saying, doing a little family time and stuff like that. Jupiter in the fourth house, you feel me? Jupiter and Taurus in the fourth house right now. But yeah, uh, yeah. So you got to have an idea what to support right now, and then you have to be wise on what you're supporting right now. So if you ain't got them two things in your head and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, then you might end up broke. You know what I'm saying? You might end up on the street somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You might just be unwise and shit like that and be fixated on a negative end of what you value and things of that nature. And that may lead to things like not making sense and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you getting stable, you know what I'm saying, for these motherfucking for this transit and shit like that. And that's how we do, you know what I'm saying? So it's real smooth breakdown. Um, you know what I'm saying, with these energies and shit like that. Like I said, Uranus is in Taurus. So you also got to be stable and consistent. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing with Taurus. So Taurus is about either consistency or stubbornness and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, once you get into stubbornness, that leads into isolation. So you know what I'm saying, with your consistency, it has to, you know what I'm saying, be a little bit more Venus in nature, in the sense of being more relatable. You know what I'm saying? And having something that's not only you value, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna turn into Mars. Like I said, Scorpio. It gotta be something that um that is valuable, and others can see as valuable as well in some way, share, or even share, you know what I'm saying, to a certain extent. So you want to make sure that you going all the way off in your life right now when it comes to, getting stable about your shit, and it may not look comfortable, or if note is there. You know what I'm saying? It may not look like the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got people, agents in your life, you know what I'm saying? You're you know what I'm saying, if your people ain't into no type of spiritual concepts and spirituality, and you know what I'm saying, no type of agents by default. You know what I'm saying? It's just how they built the world, because for the most part, a lot of us ain't into this shit no more. So therefore, if you want astrology, you may have a dream and shit like that, and you may be like, well, look, God telling me to do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting this inspiration and shit like that. Here go your auntie and your mama and them calling you about, hey mom, hey, can you cut, like, can you we need you to do this application. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, and it ain't nothing wrong with that if you're gonna use that to support your motherfucking idea right now. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta take you gotta use everything because spirituality ain't against none. You know what I'm saying? Spirituality ain't against nothing. So you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be too stubborn. You know what I'm saying? So it's about how much do you really want to support your idea right now? You know what I'm saying? How many times have you gone through a situation, you know what I'm saying, and you felt unwise, you know what I'm saying? And now you got the wisdom and you like, well, look, this gonna lead to this situation, but I know I want to go this way, so I gotta, you know, do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people may not understand that, but for the most part, it may come off stubborn. But if you can overall over time prove that consistency, then you won't be looked at like somebody that's stupid. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of things. A lot of times we do things for the purpose of not being looked at like stupid based upon, you know, family members, friends, and shit like that. And so because we want to participate. You heard? Right. So, yeah. And that is the motherfucking wrap up. You know what I'm saying? So, other than that, I'm just here chilling, talking shit. If y'all got any questions, any astrology questions and shit, I'm gonna open the floor for a little minute. Um, y'all can jump in the chat, throw y'all 2 cents in there and shit like that, you know. But yeah, any specific ideas or questions that about the anything I said. So for the most part, like I said, we got Jupiter and Taurus and Mercury and Taurus. So you gotta have an idea of what to support. You know what I'm saying? An idea about what you want to go about to make you money, to make you gain you stability, but it got to be in the real world because it's in within the earth side. It got to be practical. It got to be something that you can advance on. You know what I'm saying? And the Jupiter, you know what I'm saying, you have to be a little bit more wise with the things that you value. You know what I'm saying? Because the things that you value, you know what I'm saying, that go beyond spending money. So that you can value something, but your value can lead you into spending money on the road things. You know what I'm saying? So your value can lead you to not, you know what I'm saying, spending money on this, item that, this laptop that you need to get started on your designs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you might be in the habit of spending it on, this, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Chips, juice, cookies, movies, and pleasures and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And that lets you know that and based upon, and you're not gonna know until Jupiter and start moving along and all these transits start switching up and you start seeing the fruits of what you produced. So you might start seeing, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? Now you broke and shit like that. But because when Mercury and Jupiter, you ain't had an idea of what to support. This idea that you had in your mind wasn't strong enough for you to create within you some type of stable position to be like, well, I know it ain't about my feelings right now, so I gotta be a little bit more without feeling. I know it ain't about my, you know what I'm saying, and that's fire. That's the element of fire. I know it ain't about my emotions right now. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, and that's what did I say? Emotions, and that's water. I know it ain't about, you know, I know it ain't about I know it ain't about you know what I'm saying, just being in my head all day about it right now and thinking about it all day right now. I gotta start getting practical on this idea. That's air. I mean, being in your head all day, thinking and shit like that. That's air. So it gotta be a little bit more earth. It gotta be a little bit more practical. Okay, so that leads into things like, you know what I'm saying, the energy of earth is going to lead into things of doing things in practical times. It ain't like you can't just be like, I'm not going, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't just psych yourself up right now. I'm trying to explain it the best way I can, but for the most part, these are all mental concepts and things because this is what the world is experiencing. This ain't just what y'all experiencing, what the world experiencing right now. And then once we realize that we in that position and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? That idea at the moment needs to lead you into, you know what I'm saying, being a little bit more reserved being a little bit more fixed earth. You know what I'm saying? Being a little bit more grounded with how you carry out, your support right now for you, whatever mentality you have about going to get this going to get your shit met. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to be, and then how your experience right now should also be giving you some type of indication, some type of wisdom, some type of knowledge of, okay, well, this experience is showing me I might be going in too far in this energy because I'm receiving resistance within this area of life right now and shit like that. Every time I try to go do this thing, you know what I'm saying? And this just starting to really kick in and shit like that because you know what I'm saying? I think one of these, I think Venus is squaring Jupiter. So it's about to start squaring Jupiter real hard. So, you know what I'm saying? So what you're experiencing right now, you need to use that for wisdom to be like, okay, I might go too far with this energy if I keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? So you got to like kind of backtrack a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And get a little bit more stable and shit like that. And because it got to be for your spiritual path and it got to be for trying to change something up. And I got kids in the back and stuff like that. And so, you know what I'm saying? So bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Dad astrologist. You know. So this is what we got going on. So everybody, I hope that makes sense and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, we good and things. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know what the Taurus energies is hidden for. And you make sure you getting your shit together and things of that nature. You know? And I'm finna tend to these kids because they're not gonna leave me alone. They're not. But yeah. Other than that, no questions. I don't see no questions in this thing. So make sure y'all tap in with me on my website, cetoworld.com. You can get a reading from me. You just gotta go to the booking. You know what I'm saying? It's $80 and shit like that. But if you want to, or you can do a subscription reading with me and shit like that. And I think it's 40. Or you can join the clubhouse and shit like that for $5 and shit like that. And then I'm dropping these shits in the chat every day and shit like that. These alignments and shit, so you can get adjusted daily. So this is a daily practice. This is a daily thing. If you ain't no daily, you ain't into this shit daily and shit like that, you ain't really got the mind of a cultist. But look, I understand everybody ain't like that. And I love y'all. Let's get into lit. Get y'all ass in here.